I think we're ready. I think we're ready.
All right.
How are you feeling? We good?
We do the. Did we do the intro?
Oh yeah. Sorry. One other thing as well. Obviously, do stay around after the recording for, as we always do, like a little 15 minutes afterwards, just to have a little chill, little like cool down chat, if you will.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think there's anything else needs updated. But yeah, let's go for it. Why not?
All right.
All right.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh, God damn it. I wasn't expecting that.
We have gathered you today in summons to discuss the subject of which is Regulation H memories. With Iron Mac 404.
Oh, thank you very much, Barrett. we have gathered here today to talk about Regulation H memories. I assure you. Order. Like the eyes on the right, the nose has it. I don't know. UK politics. Yeah, we got that in today. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? It is, wow, we are 2 weeks away from Christmas. That's been catching up quite quickly, hasn't it? Oh my God. It's a good thing I did all my presents early, eh? How are you all doing? I hope all of you are doing very well. Of course, welcome to the Corviknight of the Round Table, your late night show. I say late night, it's 8 o'clock. It's not late, but it's late. How are you all doing anyway? It's another week of us just sort of diverting from what's happening at regionals and at locals and things. We're just going to have a major conversation about Regulation H in general. But of course, as always, I found some stuff on Twitter that might make you laugh. And also, the Grand Challenge 3 happened this past weekend. I don't know if you noticed it. Everyone was talking about it. So we got some clips from that as well. Obviously, Barrett is here with me tonight. How are you doing, Barrett?
I'm very good, very good. I'm looking forward to what everybody has come up with today.
Yes, so Barrett, if you're watching this on Twitch, of course, Barrett will be interacting with you via the live stream. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're listening to this on Spotify, do let us know how you're doing and how, do leave us a comment, leave us a subscribe if you want to. But you can also join the London Corviknight Discord for actual updates as to when we go live and what we'll be discussing on podcast episodes. But I hope you're all doing well anyway. So yes, this past week has been quite an eventful one with the GC and with the GC.
I've seen some stuff floating about. People have been giving up day one, and I've been seeing some scale shot misses that have been ruining some people's days.
I think it was Captain Oro who was saying that, and I felt really bad for him. There's been a lot of like, it's clear and obvious I should not be playing this game. Versus people being like, I've just I think it was someone in the London Corviknight Discord mentioned the fact that they on-called their opponent and they didn't switch. So it was like, oh wait, what? Like the obvious plays were not being obvious if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Like GC, we'll talk about GC in a bit, but GC is always like a best of one scenario closed team sheet. Always brings up some really crazy stuff. Like it's never simple with these international challenges that prop up. I want to say monthly at the moment. Actually, they've come up monthly. So be interested to see if they continue that trend going into 2025. But before that, obviously, I do have some things I do want to share with you all because I love you all very much and you're all very, very cute. Number one is tickets for EUIC came out about an hour and a half ago. Have people managed to grab a ticket? Are people going as spectators? I have grabbed myself a spectator pass. I believe fellow admin of the London Corviknights, Nerd Shadiness, has caught himself a spectator pass. Barrett, have you?
I have not, but I do. If I can, I will try to get one. It's something that I very much like to do. Yes.
Oh, okay, right. I have an idea after the stream that we can talk about. I have an idea where we can get you a pass, basically.
Oh, okay.
yeah, let's figure that out afterwards. Well, if I tell you now, like everyone's going to be like, "Oh, give me the pass, give me the pass."
No. I want the pass. Back off, guys.
Yeah, back off. Admin first. He is the producer, for God's sake. He is the producer of the show. Also, I'm so sorry. I know this is very unprofessional. I've actually forgotten to take some meds.
Oh, you know what?
I need to do that really quickly.
We can advocate for responsible drug use and also making sure that you are medicated for things that you need to be medicated for.
Exactly. One a day makes the bad thoughts go away.
There you go.
Anyway, right, as we were saying, obviously EUIC tickets came out. If you did miss that, if you're watching this live, Wave 2 is happening tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock British Standard Time. So, you know, if you didn't get a ticket tonight, whether you want to compete or whether you want to spectate, there is still a chance tomorrow morning. Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify and YouTube, obviously, I'm really sorry. You know, we can't keep up with that. But if you do follow us on Twitter or on Blue Sky, we do our best to sort of retweet information as we get it. So, you know, if you do want to find some resources as to how you can make sure that you're getting notified about when tickets go live, by all means, use those platforms. Speaking of, though, EUIC, I just want to point out to you, Barrett, would you like to take a guess of how many people actually signed up to EUIC in the VGC category in 10 minutes?
Oh, wait. So am I saying that we hit the cap already?
No, I don't think we've hit the cap.
Okay, I'm going to say 700?
Oh my God. Right, okay. So, in the space of 10 minutes, it 974 players signed up to EUIC in the space of 10 minutes, and that's across all of VGCs, so juniors, seniors, and masters, but 974. Like, which obviously did kind of plague the system a little bit because Nerd was struggling to get his spectator pass. So it did go to show that although the numbers were good, the system still needs to be looked at.
Well, I mean, it's like getting tickets at a concert now, apparently.
Well,
That's
clearly.
funny.
I mean, to be fair, I think another part of this conversation could easily be revolving around... We could have an entire conversation about, like, ticket prices and, like, the way... like we mentioned in Season 1, how the system this season has leaned more towards a more elitist sort of ideology. If you want to see more of that, I think it's the episode with Captain Oro, if I remember off the top of my head, as where we discuss about the seasonal changes. But I just wanted to point out something which I think is kind of I think it's quite serious, actually, and I really want to just quickly point this out to people. Obviously, London has been quite lucky in the fact that EUIC has been in London now for 3 years in a row. However, we've also noticed a very massive boost in prices, which a lot of people admittedly were put off this year for actually attending. Now, obviously, that figure 974 is kind of contradicting the argument now, because like people are still flooding in to buy these tickets to actually, you know, take part in these events. But let me actually just run down with you. Somebody posted this on Twitter. I've lost whoever actually... I got a screenshot from KD, so I'm going to thank KD for sharing this with me. But EUIC entry fees for the past 4 years, okay? Right. In Frankfurt in 2022, it was 45 euros, okay? London in 2023, it was 72 euros, which is a massive jump, right? Then in 2024, it jumped up again to 84 euros. And now this year, it's 90 euros. So I know you get a bunch of goodies and whatnot, but does the price justify the means? Like, and should we then be getting Pokemon to introduce a cap? Like, that prices of regionals and internationals can only be a certain amount, which obviously Pokemon has control over that, so they can say what they like, right? They could set the prices whatever they want. If they wanted to set it to 150, they might. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they could, because it's their jurisdiction. They're the ones with the power, right? Not the people who are at the venues. The venues don't have a say about this. It's only Pokemon that actually does this. Actually prices it out. The venues are only there to actually be paid by Pokemon to allow these events to happen in their buildings. So I mean, it's why Liverpool's not happening next year. It's going to be in Birmingham, because Pokemon has obviously seen Birmingham as a bigger venue and will have more people in it. So, I mean, I do understand a lot of people why they would be like, I'm not actually going to turn up for EUIC if I have to pay stuff like that, because you have to factor in the ticket price, the flight, and the hotel, right? Which I'm pretty sure. City, I'm pretty sure when KD told me how much he paid for Liverpool, like last year, I reckon this will be an extra 200 euros. Which is nuts for like a weekend thing, and the fact that EUIC starts on Friday, because of course it's an international event, so it's Friday, Saturday, and then Championship Sunday. Like, it's not going to be a very because people are going to have to book Friday off. If you work, you're booking that Friday off, and if you also work but you have to travel in, you have to then take the Thursday off. Realistically, because Friday, of course, is an early start. No one's going to travel overnight to actually
and Monday, really.
Exactly.
If you do well enough,
exactly,
you probably won't want to go work on Monday.
Which honestly, I think sucks. Like, the fact that this is the way, but it's not going to change overnight.
I mean, they've got to do it at some point. There's a bit of a limit, I suppose, into where they're going to draw the line. But I think that the steady increase on pricing is, I don't know, just they really kind of don't seem to care about kind of alienating a certain amount of the casual audience, at least.
Yeah, it's a shame, honestly, but I mean, which is honestly, I wanted to do EUIC last year, but I couldn't get that Friday off. So I ended up spectating last year, and I'm not going to get the Friday off again this year. I mean, I wasn't going to compete anyway, but if I did want to, I wouldn't be able to. Is the factor of that. Oh, somebody's at my door. Sorry, BRB. Somebody's I didn't order a delivery. Hang on.
While we are waiting, I will just quickly say that we have a new video on the YouTube channel. If you are in the chat, I will put it in the chat for you right now. But the video is the extended version of the London, the clip we watched of the project that Rising Raichu made, the sociology study that he did, and we made we finished the full video, and it's out now on our YouTube channel. Please go check it out and subscribe to the channel and share it with a friend, please. I'm very proud of this video, and I'm very proud of the work that Rising Raichu did on it. So please go and take a look.
Hey there, it's Alex here, aka Iron Mac, and welcome to the London Corviknights podcast, the show where we take VGC and put our unique British spin on it. This podcast is recorded live over on our Twitch channel. If you want the schedule on when we go live, you can find us on Discord and X. Hope you enjoy the show. I would watch a Barrett Serenades chat, I'm just saying.
Oh, thank you. I was just promoting the new YouTube video that we just released.
Oh, yes. Please go watch that. Yes. I'll mention that again near the end of the stream. It wasn't an order, it was my other half. She did take keys. But it's all right. What were we talking about? The pricing out of people, and unfortunately is what it is, right? Like, they're not gonna change per se. But yeah, so I think now that we've had London for 3 years in a row, I want personally to up for EUIC to go more inland Europe next year. Like, I know, like, the XL Arena or the XL at London is a really good venue for it, but let other cities have it now. Like, why not go to Scotland? Take it to Edinburgh. I'll go to Edinburgh. You know,
that'd be pretty cool. It costs the same amount of money to get there than to get to like most other places in the country.
exactly.
Anyway.
Like, I would like to see it in Germany again. That would be fun. France. I mean, the Italians like have been dominating Regulation H. Like, you know, maybe reward them by going to Italy.
I think I would give up EUIC for 2 regionals.
Yeah.
No, one. I'll give it up for 1 because it's more affordable and it's more accessible. If we just had like London regional, Birmingham regional, I'll be well happy.
See, I would even go one step further and say, give us a regional for each country within the United Kingdom. Like, give us a Cardiff one, give us Edinburgh,
Cardiff,
Glasgow, Belfast. Well, obviously Dublin's Ireland, but you know, Ireland have a really good VGC scene at the moment. Give them a regional at least. Like, shout out to Matty Morgan. Like, fantastic, consistent.
Is he Irish?
Yeah, he's very consistent for Regulation H.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he top cutted a couple of times as well, I think.
I've seen his name.
Yeah, he's a brilliant VGC player. Shout out to them. But yes, so 974 players. Oh god, that's a lot.
Brilliant.
That's a lot. Anyway, also just to point out, I don't know if people remember the Pokemon TV app that used to be on your Switch or was available on your phone, if I remember correctly. They shut it down earlier this year, and a lot of people were like, oh, well, you know, I sometimes watched Pokemon stuff on that. Well, believe it or not, Pokemon TV is actually returning as a YouTube channel. And has already started streaming anime episodes from that channel. I think it's just Pokemon TV if you search it on YouTube. But yeah, Pokemon TV's back. Which honestly, like, I realized just how many streaming networks have various series of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like Netflix has the original series, and they've got the one based on Sword and Shield, if I remember. Oh no, they've got Horizon. Sorry, they've got Horizons as well. BBC have got X and Y, I think. Amazon's got a bunch. I think they've got Diamond and Pearl and Ruby and Sapphire. But it's like, you know, you can't just watch Pokemon in one place. It's like, no, you have to have this, you have this. And of course, it costs and adds up money, you know?
I'm baffled as to how... I mean, did realise a little while ago that you can watch quite a lot of like old kids cartoon show style animes like that we would have watched when we were growing up. You know, our first animes, like the Yu-Gi-Oh, some of the Yu-Gi-Oh series, not the whole of the original series, but like Yu-Gi-Oh GX. You can watch Beyblade. You can all watch it on YouTube now on their official channels for free, and you can watch it. I think you can watch it on YouTube Kids as well. So I'm baffled as to why companies aren't already well on this. Like, why are you putting your stuff on Netflix, trying to get Netflix to pay you money? We could just get like ad revenue from YouTube for like ever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no negotiating, nothing, just episodes down, YouTube. Everyone's seen these episodes like a million times. I don't understand why Friends isn't on just like YouTube. Do you know what I mean? Shows like that.
I mean, that would be funny.
They just make millions. Just have it. I know that, you know, I just find it blows my mind why they haven't done this already. But I'm glad they are. I'm glad they're getting with it. I
mean, they're just not smart, clearly. Like, but yeah. So Pokemon TV's come back. Right now to some other funny bits. I'm gonna serenade Barrett right now. Found this on Twitter and I thought it was hilarious. Spidops man does whatever a Spidops can. Sticky webs on the floor, dies in one hit, can't set more. Look out! Here comes the Spidops man.
Love it.
Yeah, so
that is actually all it does. Yeah.
Yeah, Spidops is literally, here's a sticky web. My job is done.
That is all I can do.
That's all I can do.
I've got knockoff, but sticky webs is much more valuable.
That's all I can do. I'm at my limit.
What do you want me to do? Lunge? I can't do that.
You want me to lunge?
It's not worth it. Sticky webs is more valuable.
I would bug bite, but like I have no teeth.
Sticky webs is more valuable.
Oh god, Spidops, you're so useless.
To be fair, he is the spider Pokemon. If he wasn't going to sticky webs, then who was?
Oh, he literally brings nothing to the table, doesn't he, Spidops? Like, that's such a shame. Like, do you know what it's going to be? They're going to look at it and give him, like, either an evolution in Gen 10 or, like, yeah, he's going to be like Galizapod in Gen 10.
I really hope that I remember to put the picture of the level 1 million Spidops on the screen during the edit.
Here you go, level 1 million Spidops.
It's just got like 100 arms.
It's just like Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
He's there, mate.
Yeah.
Come near me, Lando. I'll end you. Oh god, Spidos, mate. Also, I found this image. I thought this was really hilarious. It's basically a Cramorant with a Ho-Oh. And Ho-Oh's looking at the trader being like, what the heck is this?
wait. The Cramorant goes for surf or goes for dive or something.
Yeah.
Ho-Oh's like, oh, that kind of hurt, you dick. I'm gonna get you for that now. And then the Cramorant turns around and it's got a Pikachu in his mouth and it's like, oh, actually, that is threatening.
oh no, I don't like this.
Oh, it's not another one.
Whoa. Are we using strats?
He's got Gold Missile.
We're actually using proper VGC strategies, Cramorant. How dare you? But yeah, I just found this and I thought it was hilarious. Just Ho-Oh looks so angry as well. He's absolutely fuming.
Well, I just got a notification just now.
Yes.
Just this second.
Yes.
Giving us our Twitch recap.
Oh. Okay. Right. Yeah. We'll have a look at that in a bit. But I also found this image, which I thought was hilarious. Just so Deoxys is looking at a Snorlax that's blocking a building, and just doesn't look that amused about it.
Oh, look at the Deoxys! Cool, look at Deoxys.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's a cool shiny Deoxys. Like, and just the image of just like Snorlax blocking a building, and he's like, for God's sake, I needed to get in there. And from the same user on Twitter as well was this brilliant image of a Quagsire looking into the camera. Oh, look, there's Ogerpom. Ogerpom's got like the stick of death. Like,
but he looks so happy,
doesn't he? I mean, Quagsire is unaware of literally everything. Like, you could literally just have like Quagsire could be eaten alive and he would just absolutely just be unaware about it. Like, literally you'd be like, oh, okay.
He would be unaware. Wait, I just got that. No.
I know, I said it. But yeah, that is all the funnies I have for you in terms of today. Right, so I think what we'll do is we'll have a quick recap of the GC and then we'll go on about Regulation H review. Oh, hello, Your Conscious. How you doing?
Hey, welcome.
When you want to be unaware of, because it's Quagsire, right? Like, you know, what's the other ability it has? Like, I mean, if it's not an unaware Quagsire, then sure, like, it'll be unaware about it, but I don't even remember what its other ability is. Does it even have an ability? Oh,
I think it's damp.
I mean, yeah, so, can you imagine just being, oh, you're a bit damp, I'm not going to eat you anymore.
Like, I'm not going to blow up in front of you.
No.
Well, I will, but...
I will, but it won't work.
It won't work.
All right, you got me, mate. But yeah, so, okay, let's talk about the GC quick, because, like, we have some clips that, honestly, I thought was quite amusing. Grand Challenge 2025, number 3, obviously happened last weekend. Unlimited capacity. I think when I checked, someone on Twitter claimed there was at least 18,000 people taking part, which is quite impressive.
And according to Your Conscious, so many rain teams. So it was a stormy GC.
Yes, I did hear there was from people that I've seen talking in the Discord, as well as people on Twitter. A lot of the so-called, a lot of the GCs was very much, if it's not Indeedee Sneasler, it's Mousehold Annihilate, and if it's not Mousehold Annihilate, then it's Tatsugiri Dondozo. And if it's not that, then it's Rillaboom and something next to it, like Dragonite was there as well, obviously. They haven't actually, I haven't checked properly, but I don't think there was like a usage list for Grand Challenge. However, I can share with you the actual winning team, the team that finished number 1, which was won by, if I remember, Federico Cambaresi.
Yeah. Sorry, I just recognised that name, and I just was like, "What? No way!" Yeah,
World's 2023 semi-finalist. You might remember he achieved a rating of 1813 using this team. He said, "I won the 2025 Grand Challenge 3 with an overall record of 34-8, which actually is pretty impressive, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do
cool.
all of his 45 games. So, you know, it just goes to show you don't necessarily have to do all your games in order to get the rating needed to get the points. Actually, we should just quickly go over those points, actually, because the whole point of the Grand Challenge is that you do get championship points to go towards your total in order to obviously be in the top 75 of each region, in each continent, rather. Winner got 170, 160, 150 goes down, and if you finish inside the top 1024th, you get 20 CP. With the kicker bean, you have to be inside the top 2049 people. So yeah, if you could reach that number, that's the number of points you get for being in that place.
Nice.
Yeah, which I think is actually quite decent. Like, obviously, there's a lot of opportunity there for people to get some points. But the winning team, I will just say to you now, is Loaded Dice Dragonite, Assault Vest Ursaluna, Choice Specs Goldengo, Covert Cloak Whimsicott, Mental Herb Incineroar,
weird,
and Power Herb Archaladon. Actually, they provided a paste as well. I did forget to mention that. So the Dragonite. Oh, we'll go and have a look at that in a sec. The Dragonite holding Loaded Dice with the ability multi-scale, obviously Terra type being Fairy. This is actually pretty classic classic Reg H Dragonite. With the Ice Spinner, Extreme Speed, and Scale Shot with the Protect.
Mirror Herb. Sorry, just seeing your just says Mirror Herb.
Oh, sorry, Mirror Herb, not Mental Herb. I do apologize. Yes, it's Mirror Herb.
That's still crazy, yeah.
So Mirror Herb in Sin, being the Terror type of Ghost, obviously Intimidate, because what else would it be? Fake Out, Parting Shot, Knockoff, and Flare Blitz, pretty standard. Goldengo with the Choice Specs, Terra Steel, Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Power Gem, and Steel Beam. So obviously saying sod it, I'm going to absolutely annihilate everything with the Goldengo. Max speed Goldengo, actually, I should point out as well. Modest nature, though, so it's not completely... but obviously, if you're partnering up with Whimsicott with the Tailwind, I don't think you really care about that. Whimsicott, as we just mentioned there, Whimsicott using Terra-type Poison with the Covert Cloak, Fake Tears, Tailwind, Encore, and Moonblast. So actually, I think that's pretty standard, honestly. I
like that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good for Whimsicott, honestly, because you're basically just saying Whimsicott is either going to be quite supportive or it's going to be annoying as hell. Is pretty much the answer to that. Archaladon, using Electroshot, Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, and Protect. Stellar Terror type, I should point that out as well.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I've seen that, but that's really cool. The Power Herb is cool. Oh, it's Max Speed. That's very strange.
Yes, Max Speed Archaladon, like we just mentioned with the Tailwind Whimsicott, I think was kind of the idea behind that one. But Ursaluna Blood Moon, the last Pokemon to go over, had the Assault Vest Terra type Water, which is quite interesting. Modest Nature, Blood Moon, Hyper Voice, Earth Power, and Vacuum Wave, which we've seen like quite a bit of popularity of Vacuum Wave in Regulation H. Getting, obviously, because Vacuum Wave has priority. Honestly, well done, I would say. Like, I think this team is quite disgusting to look at, actually.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool. I think that the Covert Cloak Whimsicott is really interesting because it's just like got a lot of stuff teched on it for Sneasler and stuff. Like the Terra Poison and then the Covert Cloak to make sure it never gets procced for like sleep as well.
Yes.
And like, that's a really bulky, fast, bulky Whimsicott. That's really interesting. And Fake Tears, like your coach is saying, I really like having Fake Tears on Whimsicott. I used to use that back in, I think, Series 12 for like Kyogre teams.
I mean, it does, it does work, doesn't it, with the Fake Tears, because you've got Ursaluna Blood Moon, you've got Archaladon and Goldengo all being special attackers, very, very like powerful special attackers as well. So you're doing the damage there, like especially after Archaladon's Power Herbing electro-shotting things. Like I just want to point out as well, like Archaladon is 250, the best spread, ladies and gentlemen. 4 HP, 252 special attack, 252 speed. Like it is the best spread.
Stellar spread.
Spread right there, folks. Get it because the Terra type is stellar.
Exactly.
Like it also Goldengo is 252 special attack, 252 speed.
Steel Beam is
with Steel Beam.
That's so funny.
It's great though, I think, like, because it's literally saying, I just want to blow you up.
Yeah, it's just saying there's only one target left and I'm
not letting you dodge it.
It's quite interesting to know that, you know, at the beginning of a game you could kind of let off a steel beam, which would totally take it by surprise if they were just trying to hold their like Pokemon that were like more specially weak in the back, because they think, oh well, once I get off make it rain, I could switch in my guy because it will take it then. And then it's like, oh wait, no, he didn't take a special attack drop because you still beat him. Dang.
It is kind of crazy. Obviously with the choice specs boost as well, like that Goldengo is absolutely just going to destroy everything in sight. So honestly, yeah, this person obviously saw this idea and was very much just like, let's just make it as powerful as possible. And what actually I think complements it as well is the fact that you could just like there is answers to Trick Room on this team as well. Like you can stall Trick Room out quite nicely with Incin, Ursaluna Blood Moon, Archaladon, Goldengo, like pretty much can work either way.
But I just want to explain what I'm thinking the Mirror Herb tech here is, by the way.
For it.
Right, so the Mirror Herb, what I think is happening here is it's so that you can still switch in Incin into like Annihilate or into what's it called? Kingambit, yeah? Because you get the Defiant boost. You switch in, you intimidate them, they get Defiant boost, but then your Mirror Herb activates, so you get +2. And a lot of the time, Incineroar can be faster than both those Pokemon, especially if they're trying to be like running bulkier stuff. So if you go in at +2 and you hit them with like Knockoff or like Flare, or if you hit them with Flare Blitz, like either one of those Pokemon is going to take like a lot of damage from +2. And it's 32 attack. It doesn't 36 attack. Doesn't seem like a lot, but 12 can OHKO like a lot of Pokemon with Knockoff, because it is actually. I think Incineroar's got like 120 attack or something.
I was going to say, really Incineroar's attack is pretty good.
Yeah, and in this format, that's really good attack.
Yeah, if I remember, Incin's quite naturally bulky anyway.
Yeah, it's got like 80. It's got 90s. You know, it's like 90s defenses and HP ish, and then 100 attack. It's just ridiculously good.
It's very complimentary, honestly.
Using it here as like an actual offensive threat, where it's like, yeah, now that Incineroar's got +2 that it didn't have to work for, it actually just switched in and got it for free.
It's honestly crazy. Like, I think, maybe Regulation G, when that comes around next month, maybe we'll see a bit more Mirror Herb. Like, but who knows? Honestly, obviously this was a best of 1 format, not a best of 3. So, this could just be a one-off chance. But who knows? Maybe in the next GC, a lot more players will be looking at this team and thinking, well, maybe Mirror Herb is the way to go.
I'm just thinking about, like, potentially in a best of 3 open team sheet that you don't even consider the Mirror Herb, and then when it comes in and it takes out your like Kingambit, and you go, wow, my Kingambit is not the counter to Incineroar that I thought it was. They can't bring it anymore. No. And now you've just got 3 Incineroar running around doing whatever it wants, like unchecked. That's so clever. I love
that. Also, just like I actually forgot what Mirror Herb was. Until recently, I actually forgot it was a thing. Like,
it's a really new item, and it's weird. The only reason I knew that interaction was because I remember Moxie Booster talking about it with Tauros really early on. He was saying,
yes,
that's a cool tech you could do with Tauros, where you switch it in.
Paldean Aqua Tauros, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, that was something, wasn't it? Oh my god, Tauros, man, Regulation A Tauros. Oh.
Yeah, it was really good. And like Mirror Herb was a really sick little tech that they were doing.
Yeah, and I think they won a regional, did they not? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Like Tauros. But anyway, I know what you're here for, though. Like, I'm going to show you some funny clips of the GC. For people on Spotify, I do apologise. I'll do my best to narrate what actually happens during these clips. Anyway, Jedi. Jedi was using Basculegion Pelipper obviously against the Mousehold Annihilate as everyone's favourite. I just want to point to, I don't know if the screen has actually gone full screen.
It has, yeah.
It has. Oh, amazing. Okay, fantastic. So I'm just going to show this because I think this is hilarious. So Basculegion is on the field. Pelipper comes in to activate the rain. Mousehold and Annihilate has not done anything yet. Basculegion actually goes first, hits a wave crash into the Annihilate to bring it down to very little HP. Obviously, wave crash does hit that, and then Mousehold just beats up Annihilate and takes it out. So, Mousehold just ended up taking out his own partner because they didn't think Pelipper was going to come in from the back.
Mousehold totally just switched sides.
Like,
he goes, that ghost is way stronger than you, mate. You know what? Get him in the kidney quickly.
Get him in the kidney quickly. I like that.
He just totally changed sides, bro.
I like that. But yeah, obviously, probably the reason why they were using Beat Up, of course, is because Annihilate's Rage Fist gets boosted for every time it gets hit. Mm-hmm. So they were obviously thinking the Pelipper wasn't going to come in and Basculegion was, which I'm sorry, like, that is such an obvious play. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but like, I know I haven't played much VGC in a very long time, but like, I knew that. I knew that was coming.
What did you think the Basculegion was going to do? Like, oh no, he wasn't going to click that. I thought he was going to click a ghost move. And knock me out completely. Like, what?
Like, I don't want to be mean, but come on, guys.
Yeah, go right.
Right, next clip. This was another sort of. This was painful. So this is Dragonite versus a Tatsugiri, which is terrestrialized into a steel type. All Dragonite has to do is hit the scale shot, right? Spoilers. It does not. So Tatsugiri avoids the attack. Tatsugiri then goes for Muddy Water. Dragonite avoids the attack. So, okay, what do you do in this situation? I guess, I'll scale shot it again. Why not? Like, literally hit it and you win. Dragonite misses again.
No.
And Tatsugiri does hit the Muddy Water, which actually brings the Dragonite down to red health. So he's like, no, I can still win this. There is still a chance. Oh, don't worry, I've missed it again. It is Joe's Yugata Torkoal with Overheat, but it's a Dragonite with Scale Shot. Yeah, which pains the heart,
How much do you reckon Extreme Speed did?
Honestly, probably should have used Extreme Speed.
Do you reckon it did 25?
Ooh, could do, to be honest.
It could do. It's only a Tatsugiri.
Yeah. Tatsugiri is not. Yeah, Tatsugiri is quite frail.
I was gonna run the calc, but I just don't want to.
Do you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I think Extreme Speed, two Extreme Speeds would have done it, considering Tatsugiri missed a Muddy Water.
Yeah, and he would have got 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be that person. He would have got
3.
Right. Next up is a Gallade and Indeedee female versus a Sandaconda and a Rangaroo. Which I thought this was quite interesting, actually. Like, you don't see Sandaconda or Rangaroo very often. So I wanted to see what this was all about. And then I saw the quote here. Second battle of the GC my opponent gave to me, a Sandaconda minimalizing and a Rangaroo instructing. Which I was like, oh god, like 2 lots of minimize. So here we go. Indeedee goes for a helping hand onto the Gallade. Gallade uses Sacred Sword onto Sandaconda. Sandaconda does not go down. He's like minimum health. And so Sandaconda gets to minimize again. Yeah, which is like, that's disgusting. Like, so he's now +4 in evasion.
Why did they pick Sandaconda of all Pokemon to be the Pokemon that was to execute this strategy?
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested, honestly. Like, why Sandaconda?
Yeah, well, they could have used they could have used Drifblim. There you go. That's a good Pokemon. Chansey.
Drifblim. Oh, that would have been cool. Oh, Chansey, no.
That would have made more sense, at least. I just don't understand why.
I remember back in the Sword and Shield day, we had a weekly tour where someone turned up with the Chansey and the Shedinja and all of that rubbish. And they tried to do it during one weekly tour. Didn't work in any of their matches, and they had a go at everyone and then left the Discord. Which is like, yeah, you're right. We're really sorry that we stopped you from doing what you wanted.
Look, I've been knocked out by like max airstream from Mantine, okay, in a tour.
Oh,
He's just got to take them.
Yes, I know. I know who exactly used that as well. Like that Mantine was, yeah,
it was destructive.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It was disgusting.
It was disgusting. Right, I think this is okay. We got 2 left. So, your mate Andy LAVGC.
Hey, Andy LAVGC, what a legend.
He posted this. Grand Challenge has been going. He's using a Alolan Golem.
Oh my god, it was Andy.
It was Andy who was using the Alolan Golem, right? Here's the thing that intrigues me, though. This person successfully will-o-wisps Alolan Golem. Bearing in mind Alolan Golem, that just sounds like an album now. Alolan Golem.
Alolan Golem.
Has terrestrialized into the electric type, and if people don't remember, Alolan Golem has the ability that transforms normal moves into electric moves and gives them a boost, similar to like Refrigerator, Liquid Voice was another one.
Pixelate,
Aerialate, yeah, that kind of thing. I can't actually remember what the ability is called. I want to say it's called Galvanize or something.
It is called Galvanize.
It is Galvanize. Amazing. But yeah, so successfully hits the Will-O-Wisp onto this Golem. Golem was burnt, right? Doesn't care. Alolan explodes, okay? Right? Absolutely just KOs everything. Like, it does not matter who you are. And Kilowattrel's got Volt Absorb. So Kilowattrel's not affected by it at all. Look at that. Rillaboom. Rillaboom nearly died from it. Like,
Rillaboom going down there, it was just so funny. And the Skeledirge and the Tinkaton.
Nearly took out Dragonite as well. Like, Porygon 2 got annihilated. Like,
the Porygon 2?
Yeah. So
what?
Electric Terra Electric exploding Golem. I'm pretty sure it's either holding like a life orb or a choice
band
or something.
That's a good little technique that he's got.
It is a good little tech though, isn't it?
It's a really fast Tailwind mon in this format.
Yeah,
and
also
it's immune to electric type moves.
Sorry, I've only just noticed the Reniculus was Terra Grass and it's still got O-code.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, actually disgusting.
Really? Because it's like a bulky Pokemon, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And yet Alolan Golem's just exploding everywhere and destroying everything in sight. So, food for thought, people. Alolan Golem. Don't underestimate it. Like, Andy LAVGC there with that one. Final one, again from Jedi.
Yeah.
This one just made me laugh, if I'm honest with you. So he's using Archaladon and Incineroar, and the opponent's got Galarian Weezing and Kilowattrel. Now, realistically, obviously, because Galarian Weezing's activated its terrain, its ability for neutralizing gas, sorry, not Misty Terrain. So Archaladon cannot go for like the 1-turn electric shot here. However, what you are about to witness is what I call screwing up. So Jedi knows the neutralizing gas is out, so he's going to switch up into Pelipper anyway, and he's going to electro shot the opposing Kilowattrel and just hope for the best, right? So Incineroar switches out. Here comes the Pelipper. Okay, Pelipper comes in. Here we go. Pelipper's in. Like, oh, but wait, they've withdrawn the Galarian Weezing.
Why? he just got in their head.
So Drizzle's now on the field, and they bring in, who did they bring in again? Oh, Serena. Tailwind comes up with the Kilowattrel, but we don't care because there's only one thing we wanted to do, and that's Electro Shot. Archaladon charges the Electro Shot, but of course, because the raid is back into play, it's going to charge up, and it actually just absolutely destroys this Kilowattrel.
Oh wait, so it's competitive. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Did bring it. Oh, and then they quitted like immediately the next before the next turn.
What?
Like,
got Tailwind up. You guys will be fine.
I think it's more the fact that why did you switch out Galarian Weezing when you were in a better position?
You just don't. They probably didn't want to take a
flash cannon, maybe.
A flash cannon.
That's why you protect. No.
Maybe they were specs.
Maybe a specs Galarian Weezing.
I've used specs Galarian Weezing, and it's actually really funny.
Oh, fairs. Oh, okay.
the funniest thing is when you just go Terra Fire Heat Wave and it knocks out both their Pokemon, and they go, I don't care about this game anymore.
I don't care about this. I do not care anymore.
It's like there was nothing they could do.
Oh, bless. Right, but yeah, that's the GC in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see more GC hilarious action, Barrett did, of course, make a video regarding the last GC, which features clips from the likes of Nino, which was hilarious, honestly. Like, if you want to see more hilarious clips, go and watch that. It is on our YouTube channel. Speaking of our YouTube channel, Barrett has uploaded the entire interview with Rising Raichu regarding their little project that they're doing at university, which I highly recommend go watching. Not just because we put a fair bit of effort in, but like it's actually a really interesting conversation. And I think it's actually pretty like digestible as well. Like I kind of saw your comment earlier, Barrett, about like, oh, no, I'm not too sure if people are going to get this. And it's like, no, don't worry, they will.
I wasn't sure because I was like, well, I made the video, so of course I understand the subject.
Yes.
But if for anyone who didn't make the video, I was like, they might not follow this if they didn't understand. But I'm glad that if you
honestly, I thought it was fine. Like,
good.
yeah,
Excellent.
We're good, honestly. So yeah, go watch that if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, it would absolutely be amazing if you could. We obviously try and upload content as much as often as possible. But yeah, so be on the lookout for more stuff in the future. Right, let's talk about Regulation H, shall we? The end is here for Regulation H. We are officially 3 weeks away from the end of Regulation H. And I feel like it's been a bit of a roller coaster, if I'm honest with you.
It has, yeah. It's been all ups and downs.
Would you say, I wanna actually say quite comfortably that Regulation H was actually quite fun.
Yes.
Like, as a spectator, I think it was quite fun.
I would love for them to bring back the concept again. In fact, I can't wait for the next Reg H, actually. I can't, in Gen 10... when I really hope that they do something like this again, especially with like maybe a slightly different pool of Pokemon, maybe a little bit earlier on. I think it'd be great. Maybe with some Pokemon that were like a little bit more problematic this time removed, but obviously we'll have some new ones in place of that next generation. But I am genuinely really happy with the way that Reg H worked out.
It has been definitely for me a far more entertaining format than I thought it was going to be. From just watching the regionals and from watching people on Twitch or just seeing people's teams in Twitter, it was honestly very actually refreshing, because there has definitely been sort of like a shift in the mentality of some Pokemon. Like we'll go through some of the more sort of like, oh, well done sort of Pokemon in a bit. But I definitely feel like Regulation H, we were definitely spoiled for like content. Absolutely fantastic regionals as well. Like I don't think there was a dull regional at all. Obviously LAIC was also happening during Regulation H, which was another fantastic event, which saw the rise of Charizard again. Which a lot of people were like, excuse me, and then it was just like, oh, I see what you're doing. Which was fantastic to see. I wanted to just give you like the top 5 used Pokemon in Regulation H according to Pikalytics here, and just have a quick view as to whether it's justified or not, or like the impact that they had. So number 5, Goldengo. I'm not really surprised. I think Goldengo being in the top 5 has always been, I don't think, honestly, whatever format Goldengo finds itself in, it always seems to find itself on a team that does well.
Yes.
Like, because it is ridiculous just how the ability it holds. I think we talked about this at the end show of last stream, actually, about Goldengo and the fact that you can literally, because of its stupid ability, where it can't get a status condition. The fact that Make It Rain is a spread move. The fact that their special attack is nearly 140. Hacks access to Nasty Plot. Steel Ghost is ridiculously good typing as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, Barrett, but like, yeah, Goldengo being number 5 does not surprise me. And I think in any regulation, we will see Goldengo.
Oh, absolutely. I wonder how long it's going to take for them to bring it back into future games. That's how good I think it is. It'll be like the new when's, you know, when people are like, when's Isidro back? It'll be like, when's Urshifu back? It'll be like that. When's Landorus? Landorus is like the oldest one of them.
Oh, yes.
Like when people are like, people used to be scared about Landorus coming back. Now it's like, no, we don't care about that.
When is the metal cheese string coming back?
When's the big pile of coins coming back?
Where's my coins?
Did you not know that the big pile of coins, Oko's that Landorus?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. That's another point, though, isn't it? It's the fact that you can Oko things that realistically no one should be able to Oko.
Yeah, things that used to be ridiculously like
powerful,
you know, like massive threats, are like now just like reduced to puppies.
Yeah, like crying puppies.
Yeah,
just whimpering in the corner there, Lando. But yeah, no, honestly, Goldengo's crazy. Next up, Rillaboom being number 4. Thought it was going to be slightly higher, not going to lie. I thought Rillaboom was going to be a top 3.
Yeah. I don't know. In early on, but he fell off, unfortunately.
Oh, yes. We talked, of course, about Sacramento and the fact that no one in top 8 had a Rillaboom. They were all using stuff like Sinistra. There was another grass type in the top of my head and I've literally just forgotten about it. But yeah, like you mentioned, Rillaboom did drop off a fair bit. Probably because when I tell you about the top 3, there's kind of a justification to it. But also, I want to say stuff like the Follow Me, Magmar, and Electabuzz probably didn't help its case either.
Yeah, I suppose so. I think the other thing as well is I just think that Indeedee Mail just really wanted to be a lad too.
just sending requests into the Facebook group.
He kind of did, not gonna lie. Indeedee Mail was like, "Yo, Sneezer, do you reckon you could like, if I hang out with you guys?" Like,
do you think I'll be accepted?
Female is like, "Oh, I always, you know, say you could probably hang around with us because Indeedee Female is already a lad."
Amazing.
And then it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go with Sneezer.
I'll ask, but
yeah,
don't get your hopes up.
He started performing really well. They were like, "Yeah, man." The Urshifu was like, "Yo, do you want to wear my choice scarf?" He's like, "Oh god, yeah."
Yeah, no. It's a weird one, isn't it?
It basically what I'm saying is that it got I think that the psychic terrain actually won the terrain war for the first time ever. Whereas normally Rillaboom is just so good that it just dominates. But having Indeedee Male and Indeedee Female as terrain, like different terrain dominance there, but they're both set terrain. It actually, for the first time ever, doubled up the psychic terrain. It doubled up one terrain.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like for the first time in this whole generation, there's been more than, although it is the same Pokemon, they operate so drastically.
That's a really good point, actually.
That effectively now, a team might be good with Indeedee Female on, but a completely different team would be good with Indeedee Male on it. And
yes.
Yeah, I just think that really changes it, you know?
That's a really good point, actually, the fact that there were multiple psychic terrain users this generation. And then, of course, Regulation G is going to come back and Miraidon's like going to be running around. Yeah, exactly. I hope you got your Hadron engines, boys.
I wonder now if this will affect the thing, because people will discover, psychic terrain is actually really dominant now. If it continues this dominance with other psychic terrain abusers coming into the fold, it'd be really interesting.
I think it would be, because of course, like, I think when we talk about the later Pokemon on this list as well, like, I think they potentially could have a say in Regulation G and potentially going into the double, legendary format at Worlds, which is obviously coming. I don't think anyone's gonna, if they don't mention it, I think I would actually be shocked.
Yeah.
If they actually don't mention it for Worlds. But number 3. Right, so Rillaboom's number 4, which honestly was a little surprising. Number 3 is Incineroar.
Oh, okay.
Which again, I thought Incineroar was going to be number 2. Honestly, it's no secret what number 1 is. Incineroar is always going to be. It's a similar case with Goldengo for Incineroar, in my opinion. Like Incineroar fits on everything. like whatever the team is, if you're stuck about that 6 Pokemon, you're like, it's Incineroar, isn't it? It's a lad. It's a very powerful lad. He's one of the founding members of the lads. Like, he's the one who's just like, oi Rillaboom, you free. Like, let's team up with a insert water type here. And just get the bish bash bosh done. Yeah, I don't think there's really much to say about Incineroar because we all know like what Incineroar can do.
Yeah.
Incineroar does anything you want. He's a Swiss Army knife. And now he's running around with Mirror Herb.
Yes, yeah, even weirder, but yeah, the developments just don't stop developing. Apparently.
Exactly, but also, can he beat Moss?
I think he might.
He might. He might.
I think he can beat every moth except for maybe Iron Moth.
Oh
no, I think he might be it. I reckon he can
Terra Ground, Terra Blast, Iron Moth.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
Like maybe a Clear Amulet Sliverwing.
Oh wait, you know what? It gets like Scorching Sands and everything. Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
It's going down.
You're going down, son. But yeah, Incineroar number 3, which I thought was a little bit surprising. Also, just to clarify what we said earlier, this is Incineroar's stats, right? 95 HP, 115 attack, 90 defense, 80 special attack, 90 special defense, and 60 speed.
Damn.
That's probably near a perfect spread, if I'm honest. Like for, bulky attackers.
Yeah, I love the 60 speed is everything.
Yeah.
To me, yeah, it actually is everything. It hits it exactly right there in this perfect speed tier for restricted formats.
Isn't it?
It's just so good.
Right, number 2, Dragonite.
Ooh,
Dragonite getting to number 2, which honestly, I at first was a little bit surprised, but now actually thinking about it, Dragonite does everything. Like,
I'm really happy about that.
Is it like scale shotting, loaded dice? You can run it choice banded. You can run it assault vest. Some people ran Lumberry. Some people were running Life Orb, Safety Goggles, Clear Amulet. I've got here as well Covert Cloak and Rocky Helmet. In terms of moves, Scale Shot, Extreme Speed, Protect, Haze, Tailwind, Ice Spinner, Low Kick, Stomping Tantrum, Outrage, Terra Blast, Terra Fairy, Terra Normal for extreme speed, Terra Steel for being a bit more defensive. Dragonite's brilliant.
And it was the first good normal type this generation.
Yeah. Like, isn't that hilarious? Like,
out of all the really good ones that came out, I can't believe Dragonite was the first.
Yeah. I think that's hilarious, but honestly, it's actually quite a testament to Dragonite, if I'm honest.
I think it's really great. It's suffered so bad in VGC for the last few generations. I just don't think it's really done anything notable. And I've always thought, like, man, Dragonite's like so cool, isn't it? And this whole generation, it's been good. And even people, I remember people were doubting it at the beginning, being like, "Oh no, Dragonite's not going to be as good without GM power." And I was like, I don't know, man. I think because the power level is down anyway, it could do all right. And I was, choice band Dragonite stuff really early on, and it's still good now,
Yeah, I'm struggling to actually think when you mentioned, like, when was the last time we saw Dragonite used well, and I'm actually struggling to think that. I don't remember the last time we ever saw this much Dragonite.
I don't think I've ever seen a stream highlight. I don't think it did anything in Gen 6.
No, I was thinking, did it do anything in Gen 6? Did we see much of it in Gen 5?
No,
I don't think
all the other dragons were so much better than it at that time. Like Hydreigon, and then like all of the legendaries were dragons as well. So as soon as you hit a format then, it disappeared entirely. I genuinely don't think it's ever done anything.
Did it do much in Gen 7? I don't think it did. I mean, Gen 8 was very sort of like, there was a little bit of a spike, but then people quickly were like, oh no, this is not the way.
I think I remember people trying to run it, but there was just like, it's because it was all like weakness policy, and it could have multi-scale.
Oh, yeah.
But there was just like nothing that you could, it just didn't do enough damage at that time, which is really funny because now it does
tons of damage. Also, the multi-scale weakness policy thing in Generation 8 was automatically like nullified as soon as someone used like a priority ice move or icy wind, and gets rid of multi-scale, so it was kind of pointless. Also, Zacian. If you Dynamax your Pokemon, Zacian gets to hit you twice as hard, so it was really no point in doing that because you didn't have an answer to it. So yeah, Dragonite number 2, really, honestly, I think it's a feel-good story for Dragonite. But also a feel-good story is our number 1, which shouldn't actually surprise anyone. It's Sneasler.
Yeah, of course.
Sneasler's number 1 for the obvious reason of Dire Claw, please give me a status effect. How crazy of a move Dire Claw is, though. Like, it's disgusting how they actually thought this was a good idea.
I do think they could nerf Diaclaw and he'd still be good. They could even make it so that Diaclaw was just a poison move. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It does nothing. And I think that because of the... Diaclaw was just like the gateway to Sneasler, because the coaching stuff I think is just so phenomenal.
Oh, so yes. Clever. So let me give you a quick rundown of the moves according to this list of what it was running. 99.3% of players were running Diaclaw, and 98.5% of players were running Close Combat, which is hilarious. Protect, Throat Chop, Fake Out. Coaching comes in at 28% of players. Obviously, Acrobatics was used a little bit as well. Taunt, Rock Slide, and Sword Stance were some of the other moves, which, to be fair, me and KD built a Sneasler team back in Regulation F, I want to say.
Oh,
or maybe it was E. It was one of those two. But we were using Unburdened, Terra Flying Acrobats Sneasler because there wasn't much flying threats. I think the only flying threat really was Iron Hands, but like you get a Diaclaw in, and as soon as it gets a status problem, like you're pretty much home and dry.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be surprising, honestly. But I think what's interesting was I want to go back to the point you made earlier about the fact that we can look at this regulation, and when we go back to Regulation G in January, I reckon like because Birmingham is going to be the first regional in Regulation G Part 2. Right, I'm calling it that now. Regulation G Part 2. Makes it sound like it's a Terminator film. But like, I reckon we're going to see a lot more Sneasler. Like, I don't think the usage will go plummeting. I think Sneasler will still be around for a little bit because Diaclaw is just such a valuable move. Yeah, especially into stuff like Miraidon. Kyogre probably won't appreciate it much either. Probably most legendaries actually would not appreciate a Diaclaw. I mean, Zamazenta probably wouldn't have to worry as much because, of course, Diaclaw can't hit steel types. Oh, wait, no, it's not steel type. Is it a steel type? Yes, it is. Yes, it's steel fighting, isn't it?
It's,
Yeah.
Wait, yes, Zamazenta's still fighting, yeah.
Yes.
Well, just a mere fact that it can go next to it and start coaching and stuff like that.
Well, exactly.
It used to be that Zamazenta had to be the coaching one, but now we can use Sneasler as the coaching one.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point, isn't it? Like, Sneasler is such good as an offensive threat, but also as a supporting Pokemon. Yeah. Like, it's frail as hell, but that doesn't stop it. Like, literally, if you take away the 130 attack and the 120 speed, it's 80 HP, 80 special defense, 60 defense, and 40 special attack. Like, that is frail these days. Like, you know, that's nothing to write home about. But yeah, exactly what you were saying. Just sort of like, it's crazy how in the previous generation you would look at the Zamazenta as the coaching mon. But now you can say like, no, I'm going to let Zamazenta just do its thing, and I'll get Sneasler to be the coaching mon because it's got access to Fake Out. It can Taunt, Diaclaw, Protect, right? Close Combat, like Rock Slide as well. Like there is a lot of things you could do with this Pokemon. Now, I'm not saying Sneaser's, you know, there's not going to be a push for Sneasler to be a world champion. I'm just saying that now. Like, I think if you are going to be playing Sneasler in a double legendary format, you might have to either use Sneasler very, very wisely, or you're just that good with Sneasler. Yeah. Like, I think it'll be interesting anyway to see what Regulation G has for Sneasler, but like, yeah, Sneasler was the best. I don't think there's any secret. Sneasler was the best Regulation Age Pokemon. Every team had it, like, well, most teams had it, like, and it was always perfect on the team, if you will.
It deterred an entire type of Pokemon. There was no fairies because of this guy.
No. No.
It just got rid of all fairy type Pokemon from the game.
A lot of people were running like ground ghost types as well, weren't they? Like to try and combat the Sneasler. So stuff like Blood Moon Ursaluna. Which, you know, everyone was sort of like, oh, well, close combat should deal with it. Like, Ursaluna could comfortably live a close combat now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But it has to, that's the calc line.
Oh, yeah.
It's not taking anything else harder than that. So you got to calc for that.
No, exactly. So
have very definitive.
So, Sneasler, well done. You are the best Regulation Age Pokemon. But let's throw it to the community and see what they say, right? So, we asked the Discord lot, what was your favourite? We asked them 3 questions. Best Regulation Age Pokemon, underrated Pokemon in Regulation Age, and favourite moment from Regulation Age, right? KD. I love this. KD says, Goldengo is the best Pokemon in Regulation Age. Solo Dondozo is the most underrated Pokemon in Regulation Age. Which actually, to be fair, I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
Like, if I look down this list, Dondozo was 29th overall, which is a lot higher than some of these Pokemon, but at the same time, you know, you don't see a lot of people use Dondozo by itself, right? So, yeah, I kind of agree with that one. And favourite moment for Regulation H is when it goes. Silent Munter, I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, I keep messing it up. Sneasler was the best Pokemon Regulation H. Executor is the underrated Pokemon of Regulation H.
Oh, very cool, yeah. Liked that.
Which, of course, I think it got top 8 at a regional. I can't remember now, but yeah, Executor, they actually also mentioned their favourite moment from Regulation H was Executor taking the regional by storm and actually kind of proving everyone wrong. Again, probably another fantastic pick, actually, because I think, if I'm honest, there are 3 Pokemon that basically says to me, you kind of made Regulation H super enjoyable. Executor, Charizard,
yes,
Corviknight.
Yes. Oh, mate, you saying that is 100% right.
Right.
They are the 3 Pokemon that made it go. Because, you know, at the beginning it was all like, oh, so everyone's it's all like Artunodon and Saluna Blood Moon. And, you know,
Here's
now
my
we go,
balance team.
no, it's all about, and you know, and then Sneasler as well. It's like, no, it's all about Corviknight and Charizard. He's the best Pokemon.
He's the best Pokemon. My 5-year-old said it.
Yes.
Like,
he got level 100 Charizard.
He's got a level 100 shiny Pokemon. Shiny Charizard, not hacked.
Not hacked.
Not hacked. Yeah, those 3 Pokemon kind of made Regulation Age, so I'm not actually surprised that Executor was mentioned here. Another person mentioned Reniculus. Should be an underrated Pokemon. Which, yeah, actually fair enough. Like, we talked about Reniculus being quite bulky, but then being destroyed by Alolan Golem earlier.
Yes.
Unfortunate. Sinistra was also mentioned as well. Which, yeah, actually, to be fair, Sinistra should be mentioned. You know, because Sinistra did actually do quite well at a couple of regionals near the end. It got, I think there was like 3 out of the 8 competitors in the regional where Rillaboom did not get top 8 were using Sinistra, which, yeah, very valid reason. It
was run by our good friend Bartek when he was playing on stream.
Bartek, you legend, of course.
And a very cool snow team as well, and the Alolan Ninetales team.
Oh!
Really cool. That was epic.
Let's actually just mention that. Alolan Ninetales.
Alolan Ninetales and Tyranitar. Yeah. Kind of. Tyranitar, we expect it a little bit, but if anything, actually, we got a shout out to Excadrill for actually making
good point.
Its first official comeback in a really long time. I've seen, you know, people weren't even running Excadrill back in like Reg like A to C. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't good back then, but it's suddenly people pulled it back out and it did work. And who was it who was running it? Nils Dunlop, who was running the cool Excadrill combo, which is very, very cool.
Yeah. Actually, you just reminded me, like, we got a couple of Pokemon that actually won for the first time as well. Like, Electabuzz won its first ever regional.
Yes, good point. Electabuzz totally was underrated, but now not.
Also, I couldn't believe when I read this, but Gallade
won
its very first regional event.
Did it?
Yeah, Gallade apparently has never won a regional until this regulation, where it won an event in Taiwan, I think. Yeah, it was. I was like, hang on, when did this happen? Like, yeah, apparently there was a regional in Taiwan, or a premier event, if you will. But yeah, Gallade actually now has won its first event, as well as Electabuzz has won its first 2. So, which is kind of crazy, actually, thinking about it. So, like, this regulation has given us, like, obviously Corviknight got its first win as well. I should just mention that as well. And,
yes.
Yeah, just sort of crazy how, you know, we've looked at this regulation thinking, like, right at the beginning, we were like, okay, balance is the way to go. Everyone's got to go balance. And it's just like, oh, no, wait, hang on. Like, okay, this Corviknight just won. Okay, Charizard's absolutely ripping through everyone. And now, yeah, like Electabuzz winning before Electivire. Like, how did that make you feel, Barrett?
Oh, I love it. You know, I've got to say, even though I do like Electivire, Electivire is cool. I don't know. There's something about it being Electabuzz. I don't look at Electivire or Magmortar and ever think they're ever going to do anything properly. But Electabuzz and Magmar, I'm like, yes, you do deserve. For some reason, I feel like they deserve the spotlight, and they're good, and they've come back in a strong way. I think that this has given everyone a lot of stuff to think about. I know that obviously Alex Underhill did perform really well with an Electabuzz in Reg G, and that was the real start of that. His team group were working on that for a really long time, I think, but. I'm glad that this gave us the opportunity to see properly what it could do.
Yes, yeah. I think you make really good points there. I actually just did a quick check just to see what event it did win for Gallade, and it was the Taiwan Premier Ball League event. Nice. So Gallade has, you know, actually won an event. Like, first ever major win for Gallade. Also, sorry, no, it's not just Gallade. Hasoon Lilligant won his very first major win as well in Taiwan, because it was a Hasoon Lilligant Sun Trick Room team that won that event. So yes, sorry, Hasoon Lilligant as well is a first time winner in this regulation. So yeah, honestly, Regulation H gave us a lot of fresh winners. It gave us a lot of Pokemon that you don't think would actually get far, got really far and obviously won it. So yeah, I think overall, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I think Regulation H has been a wonderful viewing experience. Obviously competing would be a completely different kettle of fish. But I can't say I was able to do all of that because I was busy getting married. And now I come back to Regulation G again, so obviously that was my fault. So I take the blame. I'm sorry.
It's good to admit it.
Admitting is the first step to healing.
Yes.
Acceptance is the first step, ladies and gentlemen. Right, I think that's honestly it for tonight's episode. I haven't really got anything else. Oh, sorry, Barrett. I should have asked you. Out of 10, how would you rate Regulation H?
I want to rate it really highly. I think I'd be rating it much higher if it wasn't really near the end and I hadn't been like quite worn out on it now. But I would say 8.59.
That's a fair one.
It's up there. I can't think of many formats that I've enjoyed much more, to be honest.
True.
At least not for this long.
Oh, what was the last time I enjoyed a format? Probably Regulation F.
F.
No. Regulation F was alright.
I think Regulation F got a bit old a bit quicker for me, especially since I wasn't really playing Reg F much before.
Oh, maybe Regulation C, actually.
Reg C was quite fun.
That was quite fun.
Yeah.
But yes, so honestly, I think that's a very fair score from you, Barrett. Regulation H. Sorry, I'll get the correct letter eventually. Regulation H, it's been a pleasure, but we must move on now. And as we progress into 2025 and see the return of all those legendaries coming back, Urshifu, I see you in that crowd. I know you're in the audience, eyeing up the surging strikes and the wicked blows that you love to do so often. You are very, very close to bringing back the punches. Miraidon's back. Like, it'll be interesting to see what we've learned from Regulation H for us to come back to Regulation G. And obviously Birmingham is the first regional for Regulation G Part 2 as well. So be fascinated to see what happens. Obviously Barrett is going to be there. So if you're going to bump into him, please do give him a massive cuddle.
Yay! And we'll chat it up. I'd love to meet you.
Yes, we'll come up with something content-wise for Birmingham for Barrett to do.
Yes, I will be. I don't know if I've properly mentioned this, but I've got a friend who is a streamer friend. Staying with during that time, and I'm going to try and rope him in to. Please do. To doing some funny things with us.
Please do.
For the podcast, I'll see if he wants to do that. That'd be quite funny.
That'd be amazing. But yes, obviously next week is our final episode of 2024. It will just be our Christmas special. Is there anything you particularly want us to do? Please mention it in the Discord, because we are literally got no ideas as of yet. Yeah, that's all from me, really. Barrett, is there anything else you wanted to add for this one?
No, I wanted to say thank you to everybody for watching, and to also, please, if you haven't already, go check out all of our other stuff. You can listen to us on Spotify, and you can watch us on YouTube, and those things are all really, really good. We've got good stuff on there, and more to come. We've got video, we've got new episode. We're going to be having episode 6 go up really soon. Yeah. Episode 5 just went up, and in that YouTube link right there is our latest video. Please go check it out.
Amazing. Right, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure as always. Pleasant. It's been pleasant. It's been pleasure as always to talk to you about Pokemon PGC. Until next week, much love, take care, have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.